Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Dinozor Gaming, where we learn to be a better player. Today we have a short video for you guys, short but hopefully sweet, because it is honestly going to just be a recap of this past weekend, and that is because this past weekend marked the first Set 5 planetary qualifier on the east coast of Canada. Yeah, the last week of the set, and the only one in our province. It was only a very short 5-hour drive away, thank you FFG, and as the first major event since the formation of our team, Order 514, our team decided to make the trip and represent. We went there with, I believe, 9 members of our team, and represent we did. Because by the final round of Swiss, Order 514 had practically taken over the top tables. Most of our team had made it all the way to the top, and when the dust settled, 5 of us had made it into the top 8. A massive showing for the team. I could not be prouder of my boys. Great work there, and it really showcases the importance of having a team in a game like this. Even though it is an individual game, having like-minded people with whom you can play test, with whom you can discuss strategies, tech choices. So many important decisions were taken the night before on what to put in your sideboard, what to put into your main, and some of those decisions are really what helped push me above and beyond. Now, as for my own run, well, I'm guessing you read the title of the video, but if you didn't, spoiler alert, it went fairly well. I only dropped 1 match in Swiss, and funny enough, that was against the same player that I would face later on in the finals. I'll go over my deck list, my key tech choices, my reasoning for bringing it, all that, a bit later in the video. But a quick look at my matchups. If you want to see more, of course, you can check it out on Melee. All of this is public information. I went up against a couple of Cat Banes, a Sabine Yellow, Han 1, Vader Yellow, and Ray Data Vault. Pretty widespread, more or less what you'd expect. Kind of what we expected. I did expect to face off against a few more Han 1s, some Han 2s, and maybe more Kira Data Vaults, which there were a lot of. I just didn't end up matching against them. And yeah. And after making it into the top 8, I have to say I was very fortunate enough to not be matched against some of my teammates at the beginning, at the very least. In the top 8 and top 4, I faced 2 exceptionally good players. One of them on Sabine CL in the quarterfinals, and in the semifinals was an Obi-Wan Blue Force deck. Very cool deck to make it all the way to the top. And then came the finals. And in the finals, my opponent was Order 514's own Damon, a local legend and a great friend. This man not only won the first ever Canadian PQ over a year ago, but clearly not washed out, because a week before this, he finished in the top 32, I believe, of the Philly sectional qualifier, the limited event. And as if that's not enough, in between, he's just been absolutely terrorizing our local events. Anything from like winter carbonite boxes to 3v3 events, any tournament you could think of, he's there, and he's usually on the top tables. This time around, he was on Ray Data Vault. We'll quickly show you the deck at the end of this video. And it's the same deck that beat me 2-0 back in Swiss, and even though that matchup should technically be in Mother Talzin's favor, he didn't seem to care. He still beat me with it. But when we did get to the finals, it was a bit different. Things went well in my favor, and in a nail-biter of a series that went all the way to Game 3, I managed to clutch it out with the help of my friend Cham Sindula and take the win. Now, as for what I ran and why, to no surprise, I was running my Mother Talzin list, very similar to what I was running in the Galactic Championships this summer, but not the list that everybody expected and was predicting to play against. I mean, a lot of the people at this event were expecting or were playing themselves the list of the winner of the Bilbao, Spain regional qualifier. A phenomenal list, of course. Clearly, you have to be to win a giant event like that. And while it is a fantastic deck, I firmly believe that the list was successful, partly due to the nature of a different meta all the way there in Europe. We had a few people at our event, including some of our own teammates, running that list, and despite being exceptional players, they just couldn't break through the army of aggro and soft control that our players here on this side of the ocean really love to run. So like, why Talzin? Well, first of all, I love the deck, of course. Like I said, I ran it at the Galactic Championships, and I am a firm believer that, unlike what others have been saying or thinking, Force Throw ban was actually helpful for Mother Talzin. Yes, of course, Force Throw was ran in this deck, but I think one of the main weaknesses of the deck was hand disruption. Anytime your opponent was able to get you a couple of Force Throws, you would be running out of cards very quickly, and there's not really much card draw in this color pairing. So yeah, I do think that ban actually helped Mother get better. And honestly, since the Galactic Championships, I've been keeping an eye on every other list that succeeds well with Mother. And as a good player, you always should. Anytime you make a deck, you shouldn't just ignore everyone else. If another player does well with your deck, check out and try and understand why it's doing well. So in my case, of course, I borrowed Director Krennic from the wonderful Benton and Sip in their list they were running at the GC, and it's been a cornerstone of the deck ever since. I also saw the winning list in Bilbao run no disintegrations after the force throw ban, and rightfully so. That card was extremely clutch. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, why didn't I think of this? It's a great card in the deck. It makes perfect sense. For 3 resources, gets rid of everything. So with that, I evolved my deck. I built the core. And yeah, after that, it was my choice to determine what I want as tech options. So we tried to guess what we're going to see in the field. We assumed that there would be a lot of Vader, Boba Data Vault, Kira, and Han 1, Han 2. And because of that, my tech choices were essentially going to be Owen Lars, which helps out a lot in many of those matchups, especially Boba Fett and Boba Data Vault and Vader Yellow. Champ Syndulla helps out in the Control and Han 1 matchups, and those were crucial cards the entire day. And on top of that, another spicy tech here was the Supremacy Tie in the sideboard that turned one of my weakest matchups, Vader Yellow, into one of my easiest matchups. That card single-handedly wins you the matchup. It stalls you just long enough to be able to play that bombing run, and it was amazing. And honestly, that's pretty much it here. Let's quickly take a look at the runner-up list here. As I mentioned, from Order 514, a very interesting choice to bring Raid Data Vault. Not a deck you expect to see, but clearly it was a good meta call by him, because not only did he make it all the way to the finals, but I believe that during the entire day, outside of the finals, he only dropped one game. Not a match, one game. He beat most of his opponents 2-0. Playing this deck exceptionally well, and honestly, this deck is not only doing well, it's going to be even better next set. It's gaining a lot of new tools that Ray loves to play with, and yeah. And with that, folks, that's pretty much all we had for this weekend's recap. Order 514 and myself take our first win barely a couple of weeks after the creation of the team, and I am hoping for continued success, obviously. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.